of Nigeria have made their choice. I am humbled by the fact that I, Olusegun Obasanjo, am that choice.
Olusegun Obasanjo has been described as one of the great figures of the second generation of post-colonial African leaders. Olusegun Obasanjo was born on the 5th of March 1937 in Abeokuta, Nigeria. Nigerian general statesman and diplomat who was the first military ruler in Africa to hand over power to a civilian government. He served as Nigerian military ruler in the year 1976 to 1979 and as a civilian as president in the year 1999 to 2007. Obasanjo attended Baptist Boys High School in Abeokuta in southwest Nigeria and later worked as a teacher. Unable to afford college, he joined the army in 1958 and received officer training in England. Obasanjo rose quickly through the army ranks during the Biafra conflict in the year 1967 to 1970. He was appointed to head a commando division that was stationed at the Biafra front in southeastern Nigeria. The conflict ended when Biafra forces surrendered to him in January 1970. During the 3 years he headed the government, Obasanjo emerged as an important African statesman and established ties with the United States. Over the next several years, Obasanjo's international profile rose considerably as he held various positions in the United Nations and other organizations. A vocal critic of General Sani Abacha, who seized control of Nigeria in 1993 and established a repressive military government. Obasanjo was imprisoned in the year 1995 for allegedly organizing a coup against Abacha. Following Abacha's death in 1998, Obasanjo was released after the interim military leader, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, pledged to hold democratic election. Obasanjo announced his intention to run for president as the candidate of People's Democratic Party, PDP. He was declared the winner of the 1999 election with some 63% of the votes. There were widespread reports of fraud, however, and the results were strongly criticized by many, particularly the Yoruba. Nigerian first military leader in 15 years, Obasanjo sought to alleviate poverty, reduce government corruption, and establish a democratic system. He also pledged to reform the military and the police. Religious and ethnic strife, however, became a central concern during his presidency as incidents of violence mounted, and as most Muslim-dominated states in the north and the center of the country adopted Sharia laws. Obasanjo's harsh response to ethnic strife in the south and condemnation indeed. His overall authoritative style. The corruption was still evident among government officials and a strong challenger. In the year 2006, Obasanjo came under domestic and international criticism for attempting to amend the constitution to allow him to stand for a third term as president. The proposed amendment was rejected by the Senate later that year. With Obasanjo unable to run, Umaru Yar'Adua was elected to stand as the PDP's candidate in the April 2007 presidential election. Yar'Adua succeeded Obasanjo and was sworn in May 29, 2007. During Obasanjo's time as the president of Nigeria, he played an instrumental role in bringing democracy back to the country and was chairperson of African Union from July 2004 to January 2006.
When I came in 8 years ago, many Nigerians don't believe that it's going to work. They don't even believe that Nigeria will work. Some people came to me and said, look, why are you fooling yourself? We have had three military rulers that have deceived us. But I had the opportunity to serve this country. I did my best.
The UN inducted him as a special envoy of Africa in 2008. Since then, he has been overseeing the democratic elections of countries across the African continent on behalf of the African Union and ECOWAS. Obasanjo has played a pivotal role in the regeneration and repositioning of the African Union, including helping to establish the new Partnership for African Development and the African Peer Review Mechanism designed to promote democracy and good governance. He has consistently supported the deepening and widening of regional cooperation through the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the Co-Prosperity Alliance Zone, incorporating Benin, Ghana, Nigeria, and Togo. He has served as chairman of the Group of 77, chairman of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, and the chairman of NIPAD.
When we know that it is not working for us, those who brought it to us are now questioning the rightness of their invention.
General Olusegun Obasanjo thought of an enduring legacy that would capture his years as Nigeria's leaders. But the idea of what is today known as Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library did not begin to crystallize until about a decade later, about which time fortune launched him once again into the nation's #1 seat, conceived in the mode of American Presidential Libraries. OOPL remains the first of its kind in Nigeria and arguably in the whole of the African continent. The massive project located in General Obasanjo's hometown in Abeokuta, southwest Nigeria, provides an accommodation for the life's work and memorabilia on the Obasanjo presidential years, as well as an ambience to carry out research work on him and other matters of interest. Today, General Olusegun Obasanjo has retired to his farm in Ota. Although he has retired, he is not tired. He is currently a student of the National Open University of Nigeria, undertaking a postgraduate diploma course in Christian theology. The circumstances of his civilian presidency were as controversial as the man himself. His Yoruba people have supported the annulment of the 1993 presidential election. He was considered an unlikely successor to that mandate. That was partly why the Southwest made him look like an orphan in 1999 election, giving him the least regional votes. But Obasanjo seemed like one destined to rewrite the books, quite against the run of critical thinking. He emerged as the first civilian president since 1983, and his achievements became quite clear that his kith and kin rallied behind him to give him a truly pan-Nigerian mandate in 2003. In view of his commitment and dedication to the cause of Africa, as well as his experience and understanding of the political, socio-economic, and cultural landscape of Africa, President Obasanjo was appointed as UN Special Envoy to broker peace among the conflicting parties in DRC and Great Lakes region. His involvement has reunited the avowed enemies and brought peace to the region. These and many others have helped to raise the stature of President Obasanjo above that of any other living Nigerian. In 1992, he was even in the race for the position of Secretary General of the United Nations.
I believe we can have democracy, but let it be democracy with African context and African content.